My favorite game of the weekend for just kind of sitting back and enjoying the sheer chaos of it all was North Carolina getting run off the field by TCU.
I kind of liked Alabama gacking.
That was, well, outside of the fact that I had a small wager on it, that was kind of fun. And if you want to talk about, so all the teams that lost, whether, Clemson or, Oregon State or, whatever disappointing loss you had, the team that I think is in the most trouble is Alabama. I really believed, listening to people coming out of Alabama, and all we have to go on is recruiting, and you kind of hear buzz and vibes, and that's kind of the hard part about college football when you go into week one, is you just don't know, because every one of these programs just has such a tight keister. No one's allowed to see anything, so you kind of have to make some educated guesses. But there was a moment in that Alabama-Florida State game where all 11 defenders for Florida State were transfers, and not a single transfer was on the field for Alabama. And, what do you, I guess Ty Simpson technically, but, I mean, that was all players that had been there this year for Alabama. Those were not new players. And so to see Florida State be more dialed in, more focused, more physical, I mean, say what you will about, Alabama has NFL guys. I mean, they arguably have the best offensive line in college football, and they have a guy that's supposed to be in Proctor, that's supposed to be this NFL top 10 pick. He graded out the worst of any of their linemen. And that there's multiple videos that people have pointed out of Alabama players in the middle of Florida State touchdown runs or big gains, kind of jogging. And I get it. If you're on the backside of a play and you're nowhere near it, I'm not going to sit there and hold a gun to your head. It's like running to first base when you hit a grounder to the first baseman. But some of these are, you have a pursuit angle, and Alabama players are jogging at best. There's a horrid one at the end of the game when Florida State's kneeling out the game, and there's Alabama defensive linemen joking and doing little dances to each other, while Florida State's kneeling out the game. I mean, it is bad. And now Kalen DeBoer, in whatever it is, 14 games, has now lost 4 games to unranked double-digit underdog opponents. That is as many as Nick Saban had in his entire career. I mean, there is, and so when I see the effort stuff, and now you're starting to hear, whispers about maybe some of the cracks in kind of the discipline of the team, you got to start to wonder if there isn't some real problems there for Kalen DeBoer in Alabama. So if you're doing a worry meter index of all the teams that lost and were disappointments, I don't think there was a bigger disappointment than Alabama, because Florida State is fine. Obviously, you rebounded, you pieced together a brand new team. Florida State is not an elite team. That is made up of cast-off transfers. And the fact that they physically beat up Alabama, it was the biggest shock of the weekend, and by far the biggest worry meter index should be in Tuscaloosa.
Alabama is at Georgia in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Buckle up.
Ooh, baby. Well, I would say this. Florida State, kind of weird, because the 2 seasons prior to last, they were really good.
Yeah.
And we know that, I'm blanking on their coach's name. Norvell is a good coach. Mm-hmm. But they went 2-13 out of nowhere. So it was kind of hard to get a beat on what they were bringing to the table here, because, I mean, he's got a good program. It's just they had a bunch of attrition. They had a bunch of new guys. But you knew he was a good coach. So that one was kind of like, ooh, I don't know. In other words, I don't know if even Florida State fan could have predicted.
No.
Nobody knew what they were bringing to the table. But, yes, Alabama looked shockingly bad. I have faith in DeBoer. I think he's good. He's basically won a lot everywhere he's been.
Yep.
So I don't know I don't know. Again, I'm not going to overreact to one game.
That's what I said. Neither way. I'm just saying, from a worry.
No, I get it. But
index,
you said he's 6-4 against unranked teams at Alabama, which that can get you fired.
Yes.
There anyway. Do you know what his record is against Sark, Lanning, and Kirby Smart?
What do you got?
6-0.
Oh.
So he's 6-4 against unranked teams.
Interesting.
He is 6-0 against Steve Sarkisian, Dan Lanning, and Kirby Smart.
How is that?
It's so weird.
How is that possible? And I guess that's, again, it's just it's kind of one of those things of you wonder the eye off the ball. Like now, of course, you're hearing reports of, like people that have like boosters that have been in the hotel with them, like the night before games, girls kind of coming and going, middle of the night, players staying up and playing cards and having a grand old time, and just kind of an overall lack of discipline. And it's funny that none of that stuff comes out when you're winning, but now that, you lose that game and now those reports. And so how much do you buy into that? I'm just telling you, when I went back and you really look at that game, it's alarming how poor the effort was for Alabama. And again, there is zero chance that the Florida State players are bigger, stronger, faster, more physical than Alabama. And when you watch that game, look, first off, the old Gus Bus, that guy can develop a run game. He just can. But when you physically get beat up at the point of attack and you're being out-schemed by Florida State, I mean, I think they threw the ball like 14 times and they ended up blowing you out. Like, I just don't know how that happens when you're as talented as Alabama is. And when you lose that way and you're that talented, that to me is a coaching thing. You were out-coached, you weren't prepared, and you have lost the ability to light a fire under someone's ass. When you lose to a team, like had Florida State lost that way to Alabama, I don't put that on Norvell. I just say, look, you lost to a bigger, stronger, better team. Those are tough to handle. But that sort of loss, that's the one that you circle and you put on the coaching staff.
Well, okay, two things. One, how it happens, I think you overlooked them.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
But they were talking
hold on.
all off-season.
But should it happen? Well, they don't care. They're Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's a 2-13. That's what I'm saying. Like, they were a 2-13 team with a bunch of new guys. I can see how Alabama was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Should that happen? No, it should not. When you have a program like what Kalen DeBoer has built everywhere he's been, that's pretty alarming. But the other thing, too, about this is, he followed the greatest coach in college football history.
Yeah.
And that is just, it's almost impossible to follow a legend like that well. Because that fan base and us, everyone in college football, we were not used to seeing that out of Alabama for like 15 years, or however long Saban was there.
Yeah.
So it's alarming when it happens, but it happens. Like it happens to, like, DeBoer's not elite. Saban was elite. Yeah. So this is what it looks like when you don't have an elite coach. And that to me is not an indictment on anybody other than it just looks really freaking good and it's really reliable when you have the best of the best as your head coach. DeBoer is not that. And so I think DeBoer's really good. Again, another one I think is going to be fine is Alabama. And I just feel like they maybe overlooked Florida State. I think everyone did because Florida State was so crappy last year.
Yep.
And when you follow a legend, man, I don't know how many. It'd be a good exercise to go back through and look at all the coaches who have come after the school's greatest coach that left.
Yeah, like when Tom Osborne leaves.
Dude, how many of them lasted any longer than 3 or 4 years?
Tough, but
because the expectations.
See, I can handle losing to Georgia or losing to LSU, but Vanderbilt and this,
I get it,
these
but
are the ones, if you're Bama, these are unacceptable.
Understood, but he also has not lost to Sark. He has not lost to Kirby. He has not lost to Dan Lane. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he beat Georgia
He's not elite. He's really good, but the elite guys, they take care of business pretty much all the way around. And I don't know who you can say that about in college football anymore, which is kind of why maybe Kirby, but because he hasn't lost many.
No.
Like, he doesn't get upset. No. Like, that's an elite coach.
And say that that's the one thing you can say about Dan Lanning is Lanning has not lost games that he's not supposed to lose.
Has he lost one?
No.
I don't think they have they?
He has not. Every game that he has lost has been to another.
Washington? Oh, Oregon State got him.
Oh.
Remember the comeback?
I stand corrected.
Yeah, just one, though.
Just one.
And this is his fourth year.
So
you're right.
I stand corrected. That Oregon State game, that was...
Yeah, we're already getting the text of Washington fan is in. They dodged a bullet.
Yes.
Believe
me.
Not having DeBoer.
My guy is a diehard Husky fan, and he said, dude, you can call me bitter, but he goes, if my wife left me, I wouldn't root for her either. And they're all saying that that DeBoer is a fraud, that it's Michael Penix.
Yeah, I saw some Husky fans saying who doesn't love it when their ex-girlfriend gets fat.
Well, no, that's the different argument. But the idea that DeBoer wasn't that good, and he got you to the national championship game.
No, that was Mike Penix.
Shut up.
Just like Brady did it for the Patriots and not Belichick. We're seeing that now.
That's Michael Penix.
You guys are the worst.
That's all. Husky fan is all in. No one is dancing on the Alabama.
Dodged a bullet not having Kalen DeBoer, and we got Jed Fish. Oh, shut up. Shove it.
No one is dancing on that grave of the Crimson Tide more so right now.
Jed Fish. If I told you, if I told you right in the middle of the championship game where you're playing Michigan, and I told you, hey, guess what? DeBoer's leaving, and you're going to get Jed Fish. You think any fan's like, yeah, great, dodged a bullet. Man. Now we say, shut up.
Dodged a bullet.
I hate that. Fans are so stupid.
Dodged a bullet.
Absolutely.
Cristobal dodged a bullet.
They'll say anything to make themselves feel better. Look, you got hosed. I get it. Hey, Alabama stole your coach. Kalen DeBoer is good.
When your lover leaves you for a hotter person.
And by the way, you should appreciate that Kalen DeBoer did what he did at Washington. It sucks that he left.
Oh.
It's happened to Oregon several times, but
I do like that.
Just appreciate it.
I do like that Oregon fan forgets that they do have been left at the altar
multiple times. And by the way, Jed
I looked all right.
He's fine.
Looked all right.
He's not Kalen DeBoer.
He's better. Jed Fish ain't losing that game.
I love college football.